Victoria's famed Golden City, Ballarat, a part of the national network of ABC television.
Hello everyone. I think it's work today, so we'll start. I'll just plug this in. As you can see, I've got my phone here, so I'll just plug it in and it's on. Hello everyone. And good, we're good to go. No, we're not. Shut up, Andrew. Right. I think we're good to go for once. Now, I'll show you what we're working on, or basically what we're working on. So it's one of these. It's a big radiogram, and these two doors here, and they open up, and one's got a turntable in it, which is that, and the other side's got the radio in. I can't remember now. And that sort of comes out at an angle with the top facing up. So this is down in Melbourne, the main cabinet and the radio at the moment. And after the auction, week before last, I went and collected this part of it, pulled it out for him. Let's move this cord before I kill myself on it. That's better. He says it works, but let's log me out of here now. Something always goes wrong with this, doesn't it? So, where are we? Okay. NI's software update. I don't really want that. Oh, yeah. These Windows computers, I wish I could get rid of them, but there is certain software, I'm talking about you, Adobe, which don't actually support Linux, which I much prefer. Okay, so this supports the records. Yeah, it's got the foam bits of felt on the bottom of it, and they're not very proud either of the metal, so yeah, might have to do something about that. We've got our center spindle. These are often missing, and he hasn't got the short one, but I'm not sure it came with a short one for this. And this is just one of the pivoting ones. So it's a straight one with the pivot. The actual turntable, if I bring you down, there we go, and around, if I can do that. There we go. Yeah, so it's quite an interesting turntable. So this is our arm, obviously, and our cartridge, but there is, so if I can get this around, it's very extremely heavy actually. Not sure what that does, but I'm really quite surprised how heavy this is. So I'll move this around. Weighs about 10 kilos or something. That might be better. Yeah, so it's got two styluses there, or styli, and the cartridge is very small, but you move the whole head, and that makes it parallel to the record. I don't know quite how that works, but it seems to. Yeah, so it's one stylus is there and the other one is next to it over there. So M and N. I'm not quite sure which is which. I haven't looked anything up on this other than the book here, and this has only got the dial string thing and the circuit board, or the circuit. There's no board in it. Yeah, and then we go on to that one, 57A, which is different again. This is a very it's quite upmarket for the time, because it's got two big 8-inch roller speakers in it, and the bass, even though it's only mono, so it's going to sound very nice. Now this, oh I see, that's stop, that's start and reject. So we'll put this together. Now I didn't take the screws for that. Does that just go in? Interesting, I just found the slot immediately. So we'll put this back on and find a couple of screws. That was clever of you, Andrew. So where's my big jar of screws? Here we go. Oh, my back. My back's been playing up the last couple of days. That really hurts then. So I've got 3 big jars of these screws. Have we got anything suitable in there? We don't need to do very much with it. And spot one there. Yeah. Is that going to fit? No. These are all big screws, or tiny ones. There is one, if I can grab it before it's gone down in there. Come here. Is that it? No. Is this it? This has got the wrong thread on it, but it might do. Doesn't have to sit. Is it going to screw in? No. Not quite. Okay. So just bear with me while I find the screw suitable. I don't want to tip this out everywhere like I did it last time. Yeah, that one might do. It's very long, but it might have the right thread. Yeah. No. By the way, this is made in Great Britain, so that's interesting for Philips. So it's probably a custom BSR or something. Is that going to... I just wanted to sit there temporarily so we can test it. That's nowhere near it. Where does it go? This way, perhaps. Yeah. And that, oh yeah. Why isn't that screwing in? Went in a little way before. Don't want to strip the thread. Oh, okay. Right. Right, there we go. Is that going to sit satisfactory? No. Yeah. I see how that works. So start reject. So we're on 45 on, put on to 7-inch record, and this isn't doing anything. Perhaps this is in the way. Ah, yep. So, reject. It's trying to work. Okay. Oh, I see. That is an arm lifter, but the arm is jammed. This can't be in the way, it's right over in the corner. This under here. Okay, that's good. Okay. Yes, he rang 4 people before ringing me, and none of them wanted to actually go near it. So let's stop. These are linked somehow or another. Perhaps I've got to pull this up. Is this... It's still locked there. Okay. I shall get a record so we don't damage the stylus. Okay. Yep. Percy Faith leaving on a jet plane. Yeah, this is pretty bad, this record. It was out of another Philips radiogram from... Whoa. Come on. So I have to do the... It does. It's got a spring loaded thing. I think that other arm just releases something here. Yeah, that's not going in. Yep, and it's definitely in the right place. So this one down on the platter. There we go. Let's put on to 12-inch maybe. The other stylus is about 1 millimetre above the record. it's not lifting the arm up, is it? Okay. So that's got a switch in it. So that must be something to do with the motor. Okay. Did I have a cable tie? No. Just use this for the moment. And that's not going to work, is it? How can we tie this down? How did I do it before? Yeah, this is not good for transporting this, for turning it upside down or anything. Actually, you can thread it through here. Well, that's better than nothing. Okay, so our next step is to get the motor spinning. Now, he says it does work, but we'll test it anyway. This thing is so heavy. Yeah, it's built like a proverbial tank. Okay. And might be able to just through here. No. Anyway, that is okay. Right. So let's go to the other camera. Yeah, zoom you in. And instead of a rim drive, it's got this massive wheel here, which goes onto this, the motor shaft, which is stepped. So there's 3 positions there. One for 78, one for 45, and one for 33. It's just an earth. Don't know what that is about. It's all loose. Yeah, it's a bit of a beast, this thing. Yeah, well, those rubber mounts are rock hard. So yeah. So we've got our switch there. And that is up. So that was an advantage having it loose like that. So we'll just move this just in case. Drop my toothbrush. Use that in a minute for cleaning it and lubricating it. And we've got a rubber bush there too, which is rock hard. But this wheel is surprisingly pliable. Something that is 70 years old. And that one's dead as well. That one is on a spring. So that's going to be fun to take apart. And that looks like it's been taken out before. Okay, let's connect it up. So We'll have to do it this way, which isn't the safest thing, so don't do this at home, kiddies. Do that as much as possible. Yeah, it's got a funny plug on it, so I'm just connecting this with jumper leads or crocodile clips or whatever you like to call it. Is that going to, that should slide down. That one's covering it anyway. And this one, sorry, I'm off camera. So hopefully they don't touch each other. I don't want to be friends. And I'll turn on the isolation transformer. And have a sip of my drink. Right, so, well, I'll zoom you back out and we'll turn on this and I'll bring this up very slowly. Let's see if the motor, we can get the motor to run. It doesn't look like it's any, well, it's got a big drop-in resistor there. Should be running by now. So we're up to 200 volts. So we've got our arm. That's as far back as it goes across. But the switch is in the armrest. Okay. Now he said it was working. But it was running very badly. And the motor is absolutely beautifully free. No problems there. And honestly looks like it's never been used in anger, but it must have been, because the someone has been in here before, because there's lots of oil down there, and it shouldn't be oil, it should be grease. That one is working. Yeah. And that is something to do with what? Okay, so that's not connected down through. Okay, so that moves that, which should move that, which these are really hefty springs, so they're going to go boing everywhere and hit me in the face, no doubt. We've got nylon bushing there underneath, which you can't see. We've got this part here, which runs on that. We've got these sliders here. That is steel. This big wheel here is actually steel. And there's no grease on that whatsoever. We've got that, and yeah, okay, so I guess the first task is to change our bushes. Is that a big one, or is it? Yeah, it goes right through, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a very big bush. So won't do that today. I'm going to have to find some of those somewhere. So that is going to be rock solid. Yeah, that is really rock solid. And yeah, that's just moving. The whole bush is solid and it's just moving up and down the screw. Okay. And yeah, this is moving. That should be on the spring, and that isn't. So let's get the mechanism working. How can we do this? I'll flip it up again, and then I'll power it up and we'll see what happens. It's going to fall down every time, isn't it? So where did that go through? Where was that? So it was up the top, up here. Okay. So I see that just triggers that screw. I may be doing a slightly more modern version of this from 1964 or something, and it's got a reel-to-reel tape recorder in it. How does this work? Oh, it's just a... I don't know whether you can see that. It's not connected to anything. It's just a latch. And where did I put the spindle? Here we go. No, that's... Yeah, so it just... When it triggers it down here, it moves this, which pushes this, which then drops the record. How clever. So you can see that. Yeah, I'm just holding the actual underside steady, and it just moves the thing a little bit. Yeah, so it just sort of acts as a dampener. And I don't know what this part does though. That's just goes up and down, depending on how many records you've got in the stack. So that is spring loaded. Or not, well, it's actually not spring loaded, is it? Yeah, so as the stack goes down, it just moves down. Okay, so I've worked that out, and that is full of dried mucky grease. I haven't got my paper towel in here, have I? Where's my paper towel? Is it out in the kitchen? Yeah, I'll have to go and get it. Be back in one moment. I'll just have to go right up the other end of the house, through the door, and then back all the way down almost to here again. Okay. Oh, my back. My back is killing me. Okay, I'll be back in 1 second. Here we go. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I meant to mention, Graham from Radio Cruncher gave me a shout out last week, and that boosted the count on the subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do, because I do put out, and make sure you click the bell too, and then you'll get my posts, which will tell you when I'm live and when I've posted a proper video, which I haven't done for ages. Okay, so let's turn this up the other way. I'll put this the other there. And, ooh, ow. Right. So let's still safe, that's still safe. Plug this in. We'll undo this. Come on. Stick our Percy Faith on. Where did I just put the spindle? Up there. Get our tone array cartridge lead out the way. Now I'll just do this. Come on. Right, so we're on 12 inch, we're on 33, now that is as stiff as that speed control, not 78, 33, there we go, and I'll just do this manually. And work out where it is. We'll just do this. So it should be engaged. Is that actually turning? Can't see it. It's up this end. No, it's not. Just turning freely, unfortunately. Although, when I turn the wheel, it turns the record. It doesn't turn the turntable doesn't turn the wheel. Very interesting. Okay, so we're back into 33. It's jammed. Okay, we'll just do it on 45 then. And we're jammed again. Interesting. Okay. Right. Okay. We'll turn it on and bring the voltage up and we'll see what happens. Now that is okay. Right, we're not getting anything. Yeah, nothing from the motor. Okay, so what I might do is change the polarity on it. because it might be polarity sensitive, although both pins are the same size. Put that down there, keep those separated, plug it in, turn it on and bring the voltage up. No. Right, so next thing is to put the multimeter on the motor. How did I do this before? Came in, there we go. This is such a fiddle, this thing. There we go. Right, take that out again. In fact, why don't we try it without that? That might. No. Okay. And down there. So let's try and free up. Maybe not. Maybe we won't have to. So that just moves. Yeah. So this is the speed control here. Oop. Where is it? Yeah, and just moves things along. It's very stiff, but it does seem to be working, sort of. Again, it's the rubber grommets and needs greasing up here as well. But I can do that once we get the grommets. Yeah. Right. So now, how we're going to do this? Now he said it was working. My God, I've just seen the drive which this wheel does onto the center, and it's massive and it's brass. No wonder it weighs so much. I wonder if the actual turntable can't be brass, can it? The platter. Yeah. Was that freed up? That is. So that's free. That should be moving that. That's our record size. The drop, and that is not moving at all. That should be sliding across there, but it will be dependent on this moving, and it does move sort of backwards and forwards. Right, so if we turn, it's like a big saw blade, this thing. Ah, there we go. We're actually moving. Is the other camera any clearer? And of course now it's not turning at all, is it? What did I do just then? Oh, this, wasn't it? Aha. So that triggers this, which is the switch. And then I'll go ping. And you can see this orange thing here. It's going to move in. And we're back to the beginning again. Nice. And why is the motor not turning? Should be 240 volts, but that dropping resistor, it looks like a 400 ohm. Yeah, it's 400 ohm. Just where did I put that? Yep. What have I got? Now, check out continuity. So can't need the radio section to get the power. This should be 400 ohms for 460, 470. So it is a bit high, but that shouldn't make much difference. And we'll take the cage off the motor. And of course, all my screwdrivers are out in the kitchen. have, yeah, this will do. This is ancient, this thing. Had this forever. And that is too blunt or too thick. This is going to be definitely too thick. I hate these really narrow slots. I used to put in some things. Has this got a blade that's thin enough? This is ancient too. I'm surprised the plastic hasn't gone bad on it. It's a bit of overkill, that one, but the other bit, come on, how'd you come? There we go. And that's a chisel bit as well. Okay, we'll try this one then. If I remember how to get this out. Why does it not want to come out? What am I doing wrong? I'm going to stab myself, aren't I? Okay. Oh, got my little screwdriver here anyway, but I'll work that out. It's got a little notch in it there, and obviously a ball bearing or something goes into it, and it lines up with that notch up there. And this lid just screws on. And on here, it's got written, where is it, down? Oh yeah, there. It's got foreign. So this obviously came out from England. It was my father's. So should have a slot screw over here. Anyway, we'll try this one. Don't think it's going to be big enough, but get any purchase on. Oh, okay. That wasn't very tight. Someone has definitely been in here, I think. Or maybe not. There we go. Okay. Don't come back from there. And what have we got on this side? Okay. The whole thing is going to fall on the floor, isn't it? That has definitely not been off. It's that nice crack of a virgin screw. But I don't know why this one was loose. Vibration or something like that, but tight's this one going to be? Not very. Interesting. Okay. So that's our earth. 4 screws there. Right. So this is our cage. And okay, very simple motor. Just typical. Seen these on other turntables of different brands. So we've got yellow, red, and a blue and a grey. And we can test down in here, I think. There's no capacitors or anything in this, so it's not going to hold a charge. And we can test down in there. Voltage, okay. I think it's probably an AC motor. Right. Plug it in. Turn it on and bring the voltage up. Just bring it up to, say, 50 volts. And we'll test it. .3 volts. Yeah, it's definitely AC. So, you see that? No. Really got to work out how to do picture-in-picture. Is that clear? Yep. So, go down to there. Now the variac is on about 50 volts. And we get, if we don't touch the probes together, oh, 40, did I say 47 then? Okay, so let's just, okay, into there. Got my head in the way probably. Okay, we'll do it. It's going to go right down into there. 42. So we are getting voltage through from the switch, but we're not getting anything on the motor. So it's going, where's it going? We've got that little circuit board there, but yeah, I can't really see how it's connected up. Right. So that is definitely, switch is definitely on, in the on position. Normally these just run. Right. So we're on 100 volts. Me no understandy. Okay. Right. And the motor isn't burnt out or anything. And it's turning beautifully. Any suggestions? Anybody out there with any suggestions as to why I'm not getting any movement from the motor? Yeah, I just don't know. Wonder if I can prop that up with the switch off. I wonder if that'll fit in under there. It's got to go underneath the tone arm to push it up. It's too thick. What can I use? What's this like? Well, that is sort of okay. So we'll try that again and see if we don't get any voltage on that. Bring it up to 50 volts again. Bring our meter in. AC. And 5.5 volts. No, 55 volts. So we've still got power through the switch. And that is definitely in the off position. So, don't know whether you can hear this or not. So that is on. And that is off. Off, on. Off, on. Okay. Ooh. Okay, got that. Um, yeah. Someone has put a suggestion in. No, the motor is actually spinning freely, and so I just want to get the motor running, and then we can check all the mechanism. And it seems to be reasonably free anyway. And I can, what did I do before? I turned, move that out of the way so it's not rubbing. And that is turned off, isn't it? So if we move that, engage that, we can turn this around. And this is like a saw blade. It's so sharp on the edge. And that goes around there. Then it triggers that. But it's not triggering anything around here. Which it should be. And we come around. That releases. And here we go. So this mechanism is now moving. And it goes into here, into a slot in there with the spring. And it's back to its start position again. Normally, you just put the power to it and the motors just run. And I can't see any switches in there. And this is all sealed up. Although I can take that screw out. It's got so much insulation on it. Okay, it's unplugged. So let's take this cover off. Actually, that's loose as well. Someone has been in here and tried to do things. Well, that's not going to actually tell us anything. That's just the two wires, connections, which are exactly the same as the one I've been putting on the meter. But what I can do, put that onto continuity. So we'll just check the continuity through the switch. So that is in the up position. Oh, my back. And this is in the down position. So this shouldn't have any continuity through it. And it doesn't. So the switch is working. So presumably it comes in here, goes down here through the switch, then back through this resistor, back into here, and then to the motor. And then the motor is earthed, and yeah, then it comes out again, completing the circuit and starting the motor spinning. And I can't really test the mechanism until the motor's spinning. What time is that? 6:52. So that's what, an hour and a half. Yeah, this has really got me perplexed. I guess I can check the value across the red and the yellow, and the yellow and the grey. Good. We'll do this at very low voltage, but so we'll turn it, put it into the on position. That's the arm movement. So we'll do low voltage on, and 30 volts or something, 40 volts. What have we got through here? Nothing. That's odd. No voltage going through the switch. So we'll put that up there. And we'll put it back into the off position. And we'll test our voltage on here again. Mm, 8 volts. What? Is that? It's not DC, is it, on there? I don't know if there's any diodes or anything in this. No, it's not DC. So can't be a permanently on and then lift the arm, and so how does that work? So the switch is, well, the arm is in the up position, so it's not connected to the switch in any way, and 0 volts. Or 4.6 volts through the switch. And over here, if I can do this without killing myself. So that is there. And we've got the same. We're on 40 volts. Bring this up a little bit. And find that bit of wire that's exposed. Only 4 volts on there. We had voltage there before. So bring it back up to maybe 100 volts. And 0 volts on the switch. And then we've got 4.8 volts without even 5 volts and rising, or 5 volts without even touching the other end of the probe. Yeah, 5 volts again. What is now 0 volts? What is going on with this thing? That is really odd. So when the arm is down on the switch, that should turn off. All right. Let's see if anyone else has done anything on this model number. So unplug that. Let's go over to the computer and we'll see what we can find out. I'm going to have to read up on this. It's not obvious. It's got a 4-pole motor. And that one, actually, that yellow and grey seem to be connected together. So grey goes down to one part of it, and where the red, blue goes down to its own thing, and then, oh geez, that is badly soldered in there. And the red one goes down to that terminal, which connects directly to the mains. Yeah, I wish I could show you that. That is terrible. Is that a... I guess it's phenolic on that side. I thought it might have been the metal, but it's not. It really is about 0.5 millimetre away from that phenolic on the back there. Okay, so it's an AG1000 G15, and it is 240 volts, 50 hertz, 10 watts. So AG1000. We'll look that up. If I can stand up. 1, 2. Ow, ow. Oh. Right. So. What have we got? That one. And. So over to that. Philips AG1000 turntable. Okay. Oh, great. Thanks, Kevin. So, okay, so the Powerhouse Museum's got one. 1956, they say, which would be about right. Manuals and user guides. We're going through them there. Yeah, that's what it looks like. (1952) this was released. So let's have a look at this one. And that seems to have gone into my downloads. Okay, here we go. Should have looked at this in the first place. Okay, 11th of May 1954. In fact, I'll turn this microphone on. Okay, you can probably hear me better now. Okay, so basic functioning. For a detailed description of the operation, refer to 2974, introduced by the 3-speed feature, covered in 2508. The principles are also covered in Service Notes issue 6. Spindle setting, pickup head with the dual sapphire stylus pickup head AG3010, and that's got that one. Doesn't have the 40 hertz pulley. Yeah, this is that big sawtooth blade thing. Rest position, necessary large gear wheel to stay in a positive rest position in the order to prevent premature cycling. I'm not worried about that. Parts list, and that is it. So we need to have a look at 2974. Portable record player, no. It's a big secret. Let's go on to Kevin Chant's website. We'll have a look through. Okay. Record players. Philips 2508 2508. Yep, so we'll have a look at this one. Mullard. Yeah. Okay, so it's a 3-speed record changer having 33, 45 and 78 and capable of playing up to 10 10-inch or 12-inch records stacked in any order. It's also possible to play 7-inch records in consecutive order. So if you stack your 10 or 12-inch, it'll play it in any order, and the 7-inch will play in consecutive order. Wow, that is some record changer. Speed adjustment, double stylus, letter N. For microgroove records, M. Removal of turntable, tone arm, meshing of the trip, lever. Okay, this is pretty good. Well, no, it's not. Doesn't say how to test it. April 52. Irregular turntable speed, friction wheel, poor starting or noisy, failure, apparatus doesn't stop, meshing, pickup fails, tone arm setting for 7-inch records. This is controlled in the setting spring, the tip of the small steering hook. Plate. Right, so where's our pickup arm, turntable, record overarm? So drive pulley, helical spring, phosphor, felt washer, bearing, stator assembly. It doesn't really tell us very much. Plate assembly, friction drive, leaf spring for 75 RPM. Switch unit, switch complete, knob for operating lever, bracket with roller for pickup rest. So, trip lever assembly, right. That tells us absolutely nothing that we want to know. So we'll go across to here. What's it, a 2508? Okay. And that isn't in English. 1950, that one. 1950. 52. Linko. And it doesn't look like anyone has really done anything on this. And there's that. And there's this. Oh, he's got it on the bench, hasn't he? Without out of that. It's not in English. Let's try this one. It's got a different head on it. It looks basically the same. Yeah. Is it going to turn it on? Battery doesn't turn it on. No. Is that a capacitor there? Yeah. Yeah, that's a capacitor there. This is, no, it's quite different, isn't it? $2508. 2508. We don't have anything there. Where are we? This one. We got anything on 2508? No. Oh, there's 2508. What am I talking about? And 2974. Okay, 2974, Lenco. No, this site. Anyone just found Radio Mentor magazine from 1950. Okay. Well, that looks very similar. Okay, so there's no previous example. I'll have that change. And yeah, loft, I don't know. $2508. Philips gramophone. Okay, let's risk this site. Oh, okay, yep. Oh no, this one. So wow, that is one turntable. Yeah. Seems like the 2508. Oh, it's very similar. Yeah, just different speeds by the looks of it. Don't need him anymore. Where's translate? We're going to be able to translate this page. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, 258, 1952. Standard, microplate, automatic, yeah. Not much information there. Another one there. New. 117 guilders. Okay, so that's the details that came with it. Gramophone. So this is the 3-speed version. 110, yeah. 10 watts, yeah, we've got all that. Chassis. Hi-fi, wow. Mono, 2 styluses, microgroove and other, basically 78. And maximum 31 centimeters, yeah. Which is a 12-inch record. So no information there. Vertical, yeah. Oopsie. So that's the 110. We've got the one. This is the 1100. Unfortunate Craven passed away in 2020. Oh, okay. And the radio's mentioned on the side of it. Okay. It's sad. So no information really. $185 guilders. 165. Yeah, same information. Yeah, I'd say they just updated a couple of bits and pieces. No, nothing of any interest to us, is there? don't know. And I'm reluctant to feed anything directly into the motor. If I can stand up. Yeah, my back just locks up. Come on. Oops. Yeah, I just don't quite know what to do with this. I'll have a think about it. But I've definitely got to change the rubber grommets and lubricate everything and clean everything. I mean, you might put it straight into the main unit cabinet, and it will work straight away. But I'd like to power it up and check the mechanism and look at that. But it looks like someone has been in here. It's all sort of like very light machine oil where it should be greased. Yeah, because there's no dry grease or anything on this, which is very suspicious. Yeah, so that is beginning to rust. Okay, well, again, we've got nowhere. So that's 2 weeks in a row we've got nowhere. Yeah. Yes, so the Pi MSP7, that I'm waiting on a pot with a tap on it. The other two, which I got from the mini auction 2 weeks ago, they were absolutely no good. They're this little trip nipple inside the switch, and that they were both really worn. One of them, the phenolic is all falling apart. Yeah, they're just beyond repair. I'll just chuck them in the bin, I think. So I'm going to have to wait until the person who said they had a couple brings one in for me. Okay. Right. Next week is Easter and I'm going away. I won't tell you where I'm going, and there won't be any photos or anything like that from it. I'm just basically visiting friends down in southwest Victoria. So it's not as bad as driving from Melbourne, but it's still 3 hours drive away, and I'm getting a lift with someone else. So that's next week. I might do another live stream if I can get this motor to run. I'm sure it will, but just sort of working out how to get it to run, because it was running, he said, but the turntable itself wasn't behaving as it should, and the style eye need replacing too. I've got to look that up. And then the following Saturday, which is 2 weeks away, I'll get my, well, on the Friday, I'll get my garage back. and that's because it's stacked with boxes from the deceased estate we cleared a few weeks ago, ready for the auction on the Saturday. So that is on the 11th of April, and I should be back on the 12th, everything being equal. And yeah, so again, a big thank you to Graham of Radio Cruncher fame. He's over in England. That's why I've moved this today, just to see if we can catch a few more people in England, because what time is it here? It's 7 o'clock, so it should be 9:30 over there. Is that right? So they're 10 hours behind us at the moment. That will change next week, and I'm not sure when they put their clocks back or forward for summertime, when they start daylight saving. We end it on this coming weekend, I think, and they start it somewhere in April anyway. Yeah, so Graham gave me a good shout out last week, so hello to all the new subscribers and everything like that. I probably got about 10 or something like that, maybe, out of it. So that is really good. That brings us ever closer to the magic 1000. Very, very slowly creeping up there. Yeah, so thanks for watching yet another super boring one. If I got the motor working, we could have watched everything spinning around and checked everything and greased it up, and just would have had to have done the 3 or 4 grommets on the motor and this part here as well, which you can't see. Where's the other camera? Yeah, so there's this one down here, and that is rock hard as well. So yeah, sometimes you have good luck, sometimes you don't. I spent probably 4 hours yesterday trying to get a little tiny hairspring in the right position on the Sony TC377 I own, and then I spent another 2 hours this morning getting it. Then I spent another hour last night lining everything up so it's slotted in. You've got to have about 10 hands to do that. And this morning I put the head block back on, well, the actual heads, and then it wouldn't trip properly. And then I realised that it has to be over the right hand side as you're looking down it with the control panel towards you. As that trip thing has to be to the right of that, and it's just sort of got perhaps half an inch or something like that, which, yeah, and it's got a piece of plastic sheathing over the top of it, but the sheathing has moved down, so it's stuck, so that's staying where it is. Anyway, it's back together again. It is working beautifully. It's a nice 3-head machine. I'm actually, when I've got a couple of minutes here and there, I'm actually doing the pages for reel-to-reels. I think I've mentioned that I got 4 from the deceased estate, or 5? Is it 5? 5 from the deceased estate, because there was probably 20 of them or something like that, and These are not in good condition. They're missing handles. They've got holes drilled in the front panels and things like that. But I'll fix them up and use them for bits or something like that. Make a couple of other good ones out of it. Then Mark, if you're still around, he donated a gorgeous blue BSR deck. What brand is it? Ferguson or something like that. But the actual deck itself is a BSR, and I've restored all that. So that was done, I think I did that on either a live stream or a main video. And then what else was there? Oh, there was a nice Philips which takes an unusual 5 3/4 inch reel as its maximum size. So it takes 3, 5 and 5 3/4. So not a standard size. So the standard size is 3, 5, 7 and 10.5 inch. Then I've also got in a Sanyo reel-to-reel. It's really tiny with the speakers on it, and it's a 7-inch one from the late 60s. I haven't powered that up because we can't work out. It's got a very, very unusual like 2 pins and then a 3rd pin, and it's sort of wired into something underneath like that, underneath there. So it's really tight and we can't see the where the pins go, and the fuse is sort of underneath there, and that was sort of took 15 minutes to get that in and test it out and then test it and then put it back in again. Excuse me. So it's not the fuse, but it might just power up and might just need lubrication like this one. Yeah, and I still haven't had a chance to look at the graphic equalizer or work out what's wrong with it. Still got the slider here and the screws, and I'm starting to get hiccups. Yeah, so alright, so thanks for watching, and I might make a special live stream over Easter, but I'm away for 3 days, so yeah. Let's hope the weather is reasonable. It can get really nasty down where I am, and we're going hiking, so yeah. Yeah, so then remember so away next week. The following week is the auction on the 11th of April, and then I'll be back on the 12th. But I might do an intermediate one, depending on the time and all that sort of thing. Okay, so I'll try and stand up again. Ow. Yeah, so it's just when I stand up or from sitting in a position for a fair bit of time. Okay, so goodbye, and thanks for watching. Bye.